Hi, and welcome to another episode of Patrick's Tech Lightning. Have you ever wondered how Microsoft is connecting to all of its services? Then you're in luck, because I will explore how Microsoft builds and operates one of the largest networks in the world. Exciting stuff, isn't it? Microsoft Global Network. Now, this is one of the largest backbone networks in the world. This global and sophisticated architecture, spanning more than 165,000 miles, and for us who are familiar with the metric system, that translates to 26,554 kilometers, which connects their data centers to customers. Every day, customers around the world connect and pass trillions of requests to Azure. Bing, Dynamics 365, Microsoft 365, Xbox, and many other Microsoft services. Regardless of the type, everyone expects instance reliability and responsiveness for all these services. So Microsoft have therefore designed the Microsoft Global Network WAN as a central part to deliver their cloud experiences. The Microsoft data centers are actually connected across an ever-growing number of Azure regions with a large mesh of edge nodes placed around the world to allow for availability, capacity, and flexibility to meet demand. Whether connecting from London to Tokyo or from Washington, D.C. to Los Angeles, the network performance is quantified and impacted by things such as latency, jitter, packet loss, and throughput. The preferred way by Microsoft is to use direct interconnects as opposed to transit links. This keeps response traffic symmetric and keeps hops and pairing parties and paths as short and simple as possible. For example, if a user in London attempts to access a service in Tokyo, then the internet traffic enters one of the edges in London. It goes over the Microsoft WAN through France, the Trans-Arabia paths between Europe and India, and then to Japan, where the service is hosted. Response traffic is symmetric. This is sometimes referred to as a cold potato routing, which means that the traffic stays on the Microsoft network as long as possible before they hand it off. So, does this mean any and all traffic when using Microsoft services? Yes. Any traffic between data center within Microsoft Azure or between Microsoft services such as virtual machines, Microsoft 365, Xbox, SQL databases, storage, and virtual networks are routed within the Microsoft Global Network and never over the public internet. The Microsoft connectivity services, they span virtual network pairing between regions, hybrid, and in-cloud point-to-site and site-to-site architectures, as well as global IP transit scenarios. For enterprises looking to connect their own data center or network to Azure, or customers with massive data ingestion or transit needs. ExpressRoute and ExpressRoute Direct, they provide options for up to 100 gigabytes per second of bandwidth directly into the Microsoft Global Network at pairing locations spread across the world. ExpressRoute Global Reach is designed to complement the service provider's WAN implementation and connect your on-premise sites across the world. If you run a global operation, you can use ExpressRoute Global Reach in conjunction with your preferred and local service providers to connect all your global sites using the Microsoft Global Network. Expanding your new network in the cloud WAN to encompass large number of branch sites can be accomplished through Azure Virtual WAN. This brings actually the ability to seamlessly connect your branches to the Microsoft Global Network with SD-WAN and VPN devices. That is customer premise equipment, or also known as CPE. Global vNet pairing enables customers to connect two or more Azure virtual networks across regions seamlessly. Once paired, the virtual network appears as one. The traffic between virtual machines in paired networks is routed through the Microsoft backbone. You can think of it much like the traffic routed between virtual machines in the same virtual network. through private IP addresses, of course, only. Now, in order for Microsoft to manage and operate the infrastructure, they have defined the following policies. They want to use the best-of-breed switching hardware across the various tiers of the network. They want to deploy features with zero impact to end users. They roll out updates securely and reliability across the feed as fast as possible. Hours instead of weeks is the keyword. They utilize cloud-scale deep telemetry and fully automated fault mitigation. They use unified and software-defined networking technology to control all the hardware elements in the network, which means that they also eliminate duplication and reduce failures. These principles, they apply to all layers of the network, from the host network interface to the switching platform, network functions in the data centers such as load balancers, all the way up to the WAN with the Microsoft Traffic Engineering Platform and their optical networks. The exponential growth of Azure and its network has reached a point where Microsoft eventually realized that human intuition could no longer be relied on to manage their whole global network operation. To fulfill the need to validate long, medium, and short-term changes on the network, they developed a platform to mirror and emulate their production network synthetically. This ability to create these mirrored environments and run millions of simulations actually allows Microsoft to test software and hardware changes and their impact before committing them to the production platform and network. There we had it. I hope you found the information useful. It may have sounded a little bit like a sales talk, but I can assure it was really some good information how you should think about the Microsoft Global Network today. It's actually quite impressive how many customers and services they provide. And if we factor in the explosive growth of Azure, you can just imagine the investments that Microsoft are making in this area. Until next time, stay safe. See ya.